Let's build. Today we have the Operation Capture of Jaburo amphibious set. This sweet little piece of work has the Acguy, Char, Gogg, and a Gogg. Pretty sweet group. It's funny because this set almost completely references the other Universal Century collection set. And I find it kind of funny is that even in the manual here, it's going to show, like, it seems like they're like, hey, if you get this set, you could also, have this cool thing going on between these two different sets. The one I'm talking about is the one with the gun tank, gun cannon, and RX-78 TAC-2. Yeah, this. See right there. That's the one. That's where you're like, okay, we could totally do like a little warfighter setup here, and then this one. Oh, there we go. That's my favorite part. Yeah, I love it. I love looking in there and seeing like, oh, here's this super big old Gundam that you could rarely find. Let's fucking destroy Falco Punch a GM. Good job. Fun time, Char. Definitely want to invite you to Thanksgiving, especially after Unicorn, you fucking dick. And there we go. The Acguy just chilling out. Definitely the precursor to the that fucking pedo bear that they've been selling as a model. I really like this set, at least this manual, because the manual itself tells you to buy the Zoc essentially. Because look at this super cool group that we've got going on, but you cannot complete it without having bought the Zoc. And first build I'm doing is the Acguy. It's actually pretty cool, pretty quick build. So have fun So here's the Acguy. It's actually pretty sweet as fuck. He's got that long ass arm there, which those sections are all built independently. So they're little balls into into a joint, so that they're super flexible, all evenly built. So that's how I was able to make that super long one, and they pop off just like that. You can put it right back in to the arm itself and make it short, or adjust the length as you choose so. And they disperse evenly to each side. It's pretty sweet. A lot of these kits that I make have stickers. I just choose not to use them, mainly because once I've done making a video, I sometimes repaint them for funsies, making them stupid colors. The Acguy has a pretty decent detail set to it for being a high grade, and there we go. So it's actually made for the action base, so that you could have it propped up at an angle with like a super long arm, you know, just sort of jabbing out like it's gonna grab something. Best part about high grades is the details can only go up from here. I used to have a whole bunch of older high grades from the early 90s and just the regular ones that were model kits that were from the 80s, like Victory 2 and some F91s that were pretty shoddy, but details are nice. It's pretty strong build. Everything fits pretty well. Not a lot in the way of nub marks. This little guy actually has a fun feature where you can take out the little gun cannons on the head and make him an amphibious version. And you can also, which you'll see here in a second, adjust the pivot of the eye, so to speak, because it's just a loose flowing ball in there that you can move around and fiddle with. Yeah, so getting the dome piece off there, which is pretty cool. Everything kind of fit pretty easily. Those arms themselves are switchable, is the best way to describe it. So you can take them off and move them inversely between left and right. I think the original version had like the right one being a nub or something like that they've shown before. And this actually reminds me of the petite guy, this model kit here, which is pretty weird to say because I'm not a big, I honestly haven't figured out where the petite guy comes from. He's just sort of a kit that I see a lot. Probably be good to get an idea where that's from. But this kit itself was fairly simple. I think whenever I finished it, I had only planned on doing one, but I went on to go do the Gogg, which was substantially longer for me to do. And he'll fit with the action base too, very easily. And I think, yeah, there it is. That's the nub piece that I was talking about. See this? Just boom, right off, made to go, so he can be old Lieutenant Dan if you need him. So the color palette for this guy is just your brown and gray, or brown and tan. Pretty simple. Everything about him is, he's like a sturdy build, like really compact with the pieces that they put in there. And the only problem I ever had with him was just that the front piece and the head, they're curved in a way to where whenever I was maneuvering them or trying to get them around, I was kind of worried I was going to break them. And being that this kit was kind of hard to come by without paying an absorbent amount, because I think I picked it up about $35, I was super worried about messing this up. Luckily I didn't, so now I don't have much to worry about. But there's that eye. It's I painted it, just small details that I felt like painting at the time for funsies, but it's pretty fun to see because I hadn't thought about this kit in a very long time. Next up to the build in this triple threat match is Char's pink, red Gogg. Just Char Zeon. Char Aznable, Catro, uh, Space Jerk, Galactic Bully, uh, Can't Quit. I have a lot of awkward feelings about Char because he's the coolest guy for about 3 or 4 series, right? He starts off with what is it, 79. Cool guy getting revenge. Sweet, got it. You were fucked over. I understand. Your Zeon, sweet as hell. Shiny. Not much detail needed to updo like this high grade. Luckily, they take care of all the palading for you. If you want, you could get that the entirety of it to the true pink or true red, whichever you feel good. But this is acceptable. But Char himself, the biggest turd around. Zeta, complete jerk. Just goes off on Amuro. Says, yeah, you got PTSD. Whatever, get over it. Char's counterattack. You lost a kid. Whatever. I don't have a nephew. I don't care. Truly the rudest of rude. Unicorn. I'm the husk of the man that I once was. It's not even right to call me Char anymore. I'm the memory of Char. That's what you'll know me as. Got it. Super douchey move. Let's drop aside again. Why not? Let's just go forth with that plan. Just try it again in Char's counterattack. It's beautiful. I love to hate him. I hate him so much sometimes. But I thought he was the coolest guy ever. You should too. Right now, building the Gogg. Just thought that rather than explaining the base pink red Zegok, it would be way more fun to talk about how much of a jackass Char is. And I can keep going because for a half new type, essentially what it is, I believe he assumed that by osmosis he could absorb new type from somebody else. Like they, Lala, Amuro. He just kept going on and on until he just realized there's no way that he could completely conform to becoming a new type. So he just decided, hey, I should have bigger mechs. Maybe the size of the mech with some sort of psycho adjustment or psycho enabling waves will allow me to fully achieve the potential of a new type. No, you just bust up your mechs, bud. Sorry, Neo Zeon was cool, but you should have really let a new type pilot it and not get the new type totally swayed to you and under your control to where they're just fools. Just Char, just all Char every day. It's pretty fun to sit here and complain about Char because as a person who talks about your soul being bound by gravity, his soul was bound by gravity because he basically just reverted back to the old Earth war and the old Earth terrorism acts rather than embracing the new type aspect, which is supposed to be, yeah, I got a new depth of understanding of everyone, which among all of the other new types that he encountered, they all did. They all kind of had this sort of super understanding, and you got to see it in action a lot in Unicorn. But his sister certainly a new type, and he just sort of shunned her, as opposed to what a new type is supposed to be able to do, which is like, oh, just come together and get it all going right. If you watch Origin, it's so destructive to the soul to watch what he does to his sister. Step 1, bury cat. Step 2, bury mom. Step 3, let her think that she has to bury him. Step 4, go to Universal Century and then be like, hey, I'm here. 79, I exist, but you know what, you'll be fine. Yeah, I took the moment to use some pens that I actually found that were pretty sweet from Michaels. They have these pens, and I want to say I really like them because they have a gold leaflet, which I have a Mega build that I'm going to be building here in a moment, or that I'm going to be putting up pretty soon, that shows this gold leaflet marker pen just coming out so beautifully. It was amazing just how much it lays. Oh, okay, yeah, and this is the Gogg. That the eyepiece there, I painted that on because I really needed to test these markers out. That's the other beautiful thing about Universal Century high grades is, the older ones are so, I wouldn't say cheaply made, but they're so economically made to be, low price that you can make errors and test things out and learn new ways. I tend to leave nub marks on them whenever I'm building them real fast, simply because I want to put them together and then have the ability to go back and redo them. Because honestly, it's just looking at the kit or looking at the mech that I really enjoy. At this point, I think I have about 35 high grades from the Universal Century line, because I made this a while back. But the Gogg's movement is pretty nice. And with it being the 79 model and mech, like, there isn't much that you really need on it. You can tell me all about inner frames, but ultimately, like, I'm not doing super model builds where I need to see that. All in all, a fun group to put together too. Hope you enjoyed. Okay, love you, bye.